Well, so our top focus today will be on the Cauvery water dispute. The Supreme Court is likely to pronounce the Cauvery verdict. A three-judge bench will settle the ongoing water-sharing dispute between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Both states are hopeful that the apex court will rule in their favor on the water-river sharing issue. In view of the violence which have broken out in the past after verdicts, the two states are strengthening security measures near their borders. So first of all, let me go across to my colleague Meenakshi Bhanja. She's tracking all the legal aspects of this story. So Meenakshi, all eyes will be on the three-judge bench of the Supreme Court. At what time are we likely to get the verdict? And also, this is an appeal that was filed, Meenakshi, way back in 2007. The Supreme Court is today going to, of course, pronounce a resolution we are expecting. But what are the arguments, the primary arguments that we should be looking at?
Well, Prida, very good morning to you and all the viewers joining us at the top of 8. And like you rightly mentioned, this is a big day, and especially for the warring states of Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, which have been perennially locked in these water wars for years now. Viewers will again recall it was the 1990s when the Supreme Court itself had formed this water tribunal, basis which this conclusion or the formula for water sharing was arrived at in 2007, beg your pardon. But even subsequent to the water tribunal adjudicating and arriving at a sharing formula between these warring states, we have seen that this particular dispute is something, Afrida, which just does not go away. Even when finality is attained, there is a certain state which will be perhaps unhappy with the outcome, and that state then goes on to perennially lock horns with the adjudicating body. In this particular instance, like again you rightly mentioned, we have seen the matter being pending in Supreme Court for a very long time. We have seen very eminent jurists like Falin Nariman, even former attorney Mukul Rohtagi make representations before the Supreme Court. And today is the D-Day when the Supreme Court will again perhaps chart out the water sharing formula between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka in particular, and also the other two states of Kerala and Puducherry.
Right, like you pointed out, Meenakshi, Falin Nariman arguing for Karnataka, and I would just like to point out the last time he argued, he says that it's like the tribunal ordering God to send rain to the state. That was one of his points that he made. Whereas the lawyer arguing for Tamil Nadu has also said that the river is perennial, but the litigation should not be. You have rightly pointed out that this has been a long-drawn litigation. But again, it's likely that no one party everybody cannot be happy with the outcome. So surely this is a very tough challenge.
Well, indeed, Afrida, that's the big question that we will be tracking on Mirror now, given the fact that in the past we have seen so many modifications, we have seen so many interim orders being passed by the Supreme Court. It was only recently, Afrida, in September 2016, when the Supreme Court slammed the Karnataka government for seeking a modification of lowering or lessening the cusick per meter water which was ordered to be released, which was about 15,000 cusecs for 10 days. Karnataka was even unhappy with that, and they ran to the Supreme Court to seek a modification. It was then that the Honorable Chief Justice of India, Afrida, you'll recall, had rapped the Karnataka government, saying that the orders of the court cannot be disrespected in this way by the executive and the people. The orders of the Supreme Court have a finality in nature which really needs to be respected and adhered to by all warring parties.
Right. The amount of water that Tamil Nadu is demanding and the water that Karnataka is willing to release is what the dispute is primarily about. Many thanks, Meenakshi, for giving us the latest. We have some breaking news coming in. The Tamil Nadu State Express Transport Corporation stops bus service to Karnataka temporarily. Buses will ply to Karnataka from various parts of Tamil Nadu has in fact been stopped now. Analyzing the situation post the verdict, operations of this particular stretch has been halted, and let's listen into this report that Pramod has sent us. In fact, Pramod is live with us, I'm told. He's standing outside Chief Minister EPS's residence right now. Pramod, so this is a very delicate situation. We do understand that these two states, like Meenakshi was just pointing out, is locked in this battle over the Cauvery water dispute for very many years. It's a 120-year-old dispute. At the moment, we are telling our viewers that all measures are being taken, that nothing untoward takes place. Give us the latest, please.
Exactly. We have spoken to the senior officers of the Tamil Nadu Police Force, who have made very clear that they are not expecting any kind of violence in the state. But they cannot promise the same thing with Hosur, because last time Tamil Nadu faced a real crisis when the buses from Tamil Nadu were attacked. Not just buses, but any vehicle carrying the Tamil Nadu number plate was attacked, and that became a big issue over here, all because of the Cauvery or interim order. And the thing is that even before the order could be pronounced, it has become very clear that on the political front and the farmers front, they are not going to be happy with the verdict, because Tamil Nadu, being the receiving state, being the state in the lower plain, they need a lot of water, and unfortunately in the previous decades, it has become very clear that Tamil Nadu is entirely depending on Cauvery water for its irrigation, especially the rice plain, the 5 districts starting from Tanjavur, Tiruchi to all the way to Kadalur, and that's a problem. If they don't get this water, it's going to be serious damage over here. Back in 2016, even though the Karnataka announced certain districts to be lacking water, the entire state of Tamil Nadu was CM OPS Barrack at that time stated that there is lack of water, and farmers very much suffered because of it. That's why we saw a huge protest in 2017 that went all the way to Delhi.
Right, Pramod, and also there is a political aspect as well, isn't it? The fact that in Karnataka, of course, the elections coming up, in Tamil Nadu as well, EPS is trying to consolidate support. So, on an emotive issue like this, do you think that the government has a lot in stake, and the verdict in that sense will be extremely significant?
Well, this verdict is going to be very significant, because as you saw last year, how the farmers went up to Delhi because they could not rely on the Tamil Nadu government, because letter communications and other things did not work, and that's the reason 2 weeks ago Chief Minister EPS had a cabinet meeting, after which he claimed that he will take a set of ministers with him, go and meet Siddaramaiah directly, and he would like to plead to great water. All Tamil Nadu needs for Samba, that is a long period of rice paddy and other irrigation, is at 192 TMC. That even though the Supreme Court gave an interim order claiming that this water should be released by Karnataka government, it was not done. And that point, they decided to release 2,000 cusecs of water every day. But that is a kind of a paperwork, because normally from that dam you get 1,250 cusecs of water, which is for daily use only. So that water was not at all enough for almost 16 lakh acres that is depending on Cauvery water, and that's the reason farmers raised their arms and they had to go all the way to Delhi, and for almost 8 months they were protesting over there. Still the plight has not gone, because Tamil Nadu does not have any kind of perennial river, and the farmers have unfortunately started to depend on Cauvery alone, and if they do not get the water, it's going to be another year of crisis for Tamil Nadu.
Okay, let's hope that it doesn't become another year of crisis. Let's hope that some resolution is arrived at. Srija is tracking all the developments from Kodagu in Karnataka. The 765-kilometer long Cauvery River originates in Kodagu district in the Cauvery in Karnataka. Right now, Srija is there in Kodagu. So, Srija, at this point in time, what we are of course looking at is that this is a dispute that there has been attempts to resolve. There has been arbitration attempts as well. The last time, the way the water sharing was decided, Karnataka was not happy with it. It wants that the sharing of water, the amount of water to be allocated to Tamil Nadu has to be slashed far more than what it was originally given. Now, is there any way that, which way do you think that the Karnataka government and the state will be happy? With what verdict is the state likely to be happy?
Well, as far as Karnataka is concerned, they are expecting a very favorable verdict, because remember, we are looking at drought-hit districts such as Dharwad, Belagavi, Bagalkot. Now, these are some of the districts that are severely drought-hit. And just a couple of months ago, we did, of course, see how farmers had come down demanding the government to take a stand as far as the water-sharing dispute is also concerned. And that apart, we also remember, we are looking at also the reservoirs like the Harangi Dam, the Kabini, also the Hemavati and the KR Catararas Dam. The water level has completely depleted because for that reason we understand the water has not been led to especially these drought hit areas. Now considering Karnataka as taking Karnataka as such an example where there is water depletion, we understand that the Cauvery Management Board, as far as the demands of Tamil Nadu is concerned, they have demanded clearly 375 TMC of water, which is clearly highly impossible considering that Karnataka itself does not have water and the farmers themselves have been in distress and fighting for a very long time with the government to take a stand as far as river sharing dispute is concerned, because we are not just looking at Cauvery. You can also imagine that we are also fighting for Mahadayi issue. So that itself gives us a clear understanding how Bengaluru also, not just Bengaluru per se, but Karnataka on the whole requires water. And also we're coming across Karnataka, which requires nearly 30 TMC of water, and then Puducherry also 7 TMC of water. Now trying to gauge in the mood of the people, they are hoping that the verdict will be in favor of all the people over here of Karnataka, because remember, going by the sentiments of people, of course I'm joined in by some of a few citizens here of Kodagu district. Now let's really find out, this being the lifeline, what really are they expecting from the verdict? Well, thank you for joining us. Now firstly, the verdict is today, it's going to be pronounced today. Now what really you think you can expect from this?
We're really hoping for a favorable decision for Karnataka as well, because I think Karnataka has been made some severe injustice with regards to the Cauvery dispute, and this problem is only getting worse because the amount of water in the Cauvery is getting less and less, and sharing with any other state or even for our own security is not enough, because this is our lifeline, and as the amount of water reduces, the problems are going to intensify. So we really hope the Water Management Board takes this into account and we have a favorable decision today.
Well, also coming to you now, we understand that this is just a couple of months, another few more months to go, few more weeks to go as far as the elections are concerned. So what really you think? You think this will be once again in favor of Karnataka? What do you think?
Yeah, really it will be in favor of Karnataka. Cauvery is the lifeline of whole South India. So it has to be managed very well, and people should abide law, and the government should take stringent action, stringent action against sand mining, riverbank encroachment, and wetland conversion. Government should form an expert committee to form a check dam so that the perennial flow of Cauvery will be maintained, and in fact it will recharge the groundwater.
Yes.
There is no water. There is no water in the river. There is an ultimate shortage because of all the problems in the catchment area. There is no water in the river, and eventually there is going to be a lot more problems than what we foresee.
Okay, also coming to you, Iga, we understand that the farmers are in distress. What really you think should be done at this point in time when Karnataka itself does not have water?
ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕಕ್ಕೆ ನೀರಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಬೇರೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಗಳು ಅದನ್ನ ಕೇಳೋದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ ತಪ್ಪಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ನಮ್ಮ ರೈತರುಗಳಿಗೆ ನೀರು ಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಡಿಯೋಕ್ಕೂ ನೀರಿಲ್ಲ, ವ್ಯವಸಾಯ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೂ ನೀರಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಇದ್ರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೊಡಗಲೆ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಕಾವೇರಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತುಂಬ ಪೂವರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಈ ವರ್ಷ. ಮಳೆನೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ, ನೀರಿನ ಹರಿವು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ ನದಿಲಿ. ಇದ್ರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಗೆ ನೀರು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕಷ್ಟ. ನಮ್ಮ ರೈತರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕೊಡಗೆಲ್ಲೂ ರೈತರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮಂಡ್ಯ, ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಡಿಯೋ ನೀರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಇದಿದೆ, ಮೈಸೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ. ಈಗ ಕೊಡಗಲ್ಲೇ ತುಂಬ ಹಾಹಾಕಾರ ಇದೆ, ಮಡಿಕೇರಿ, ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬ ಹಾಹಾಕಾರಗಳಿವೆ. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ನೀರಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಬೇರೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಗೆ ಕೊಡೋದು ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಇದನ್ನ ಈಗ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕ್ಸೇ ಆಗಲಿ, ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜಕೀಯವಾಗಿ ಅಥವಾ ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಏನಿದ್ದಾರೆ ವರಿಯರು, ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ ನಮ್ಮದು ಏನಿದೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ನೀರಿನ ಕೊರತೆ ನೀಗಿಸಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನು ನೀರಿನ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟು ಮತ್ತೆ ಮುಂದಿನ ಬೇರೆ ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು ನನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ.
Well, thank you. There you heard it from the citizens here of Kodagu, talking about how really important Cauvery is, also talking about the problems that they have been facing and the injustice that has been meted as far as Karnataka on the whole is concerned. Now that apart, coming to Bengaluru as a city on the whole, we understand that security has also been stepped up. There are more than 30 platoons of Karnataka State Reserve Police. They have been deployed at certain vantage points, and also some of the prone hit areas like, the violence where it can be expected. Also, we understand there is police reinforcement to hold in the peace. Of course, we can gauge in the mood of the citizens as far as Kodagu district is concerned. Their sentiment, emotions, also considering the fact that there is just a couple of weeks to go, hoping that there will be a very favorable verdict as far as Karnataka is concerned.
Right, and Karnataka is a state that is election bound as well. So will the decision be accepted this time and adhered to? That remains a question. Thanks so much for joining us, Srija.